Okay, finally getting around to planting the garden. 100 square foot bed here, about 140 square foot there. This 100 square foot bed we're going to leave this year. Just let it grow wildly. Don't even worry about it. Maybe next year we'll work it up and shut one of these two down. That bed there, we're probably not going to do anything. We're probably going to eventually just take that bed up and just incorporate it into this bed. Take that whole thing up and just forget it. There's some soil in there we'll probably dump over here as well. But as you can see, I already have a few tomatoes growing. I transplanted a whole bunch of tomatoes. You can see we already have something going on there, which I need to go get the stuff and start spraying on it because soil is splashed up on it and it's maybe starting to get sick a little. But I planted a whole bunch of tomatoes here. So far, these are the only 3 that are really truly coming up because we had some torrential rains and whatnot that really sort of killed it, you know, a lot of these things. So what I'm going to end up doing is just but anyway, let me show you what I'm going to be planting here. This is sort of the summertime. You know, we're in the middle of the summer. We got some okra here, some seeds here from okra. We're going to plant these. This is an heirloom that I got from a farmer's, you know, one of these things that the professors put on that you go down and they have a class, people come speak and they give you some seeds. We have some white half runner beans that we probably put in here as well. And so here are some peanuts, probably not going to worry about that. This is some basil. I had good luck with these basil seeds. Probably plant them, scatter plant them here in and around these little tomato plants. Those are cucumbers. Here we have the Mayo Indian amaranth, which I'll probably plant again. And got some corn there, and some more peanuts here. And we have a whole bunch of something here. I have no idea what that, oh, those are amaranth seeds. Yeah, I believe those are amaranth seeds. Yeah, that's without a doubt. And what we're going to do is plant our amaranth on the back row here, and it's going to be kind of our grain, and we're going to plant some, we're going to do some beans here. We're going to do beans, okra, tomatoes, basil, and I doubt if I do any real cucumbers at all. In fact, that's exactly what that is. That was all amaranth there. This is Mayo Indian amaranth. We also have some golden amaranth here that these seeds were just bad when I got them, but I'm going to plant them all anyway, just in case some of them come up. Amaranth, again, amaranth is one of those things that you can plant and grow. Now, these are Carolina black peanuts. I'm not going to plant these. I just don't feel like it. I may give these to my mom. She might plant them and grow them out. And let's see here. We've got some corn here. My mom grew some of these last year. These are some ornamental corn. See all the cool colors. As you guys know, I don't really like growing corn. Just never have. I'd rather grow something like amaranth instead. And here we got the beans here. And we've got 2 kind of beans, really. Alright, so, and I'm going to plant these very simply this time. I'm not going to plant in any kind of pattern. Although here for the okra, I'm probably going to plant the okra here on this side. And here as you can see, I'm just, you know, just very simply, nothing very fancy at all. I mean, just I'm not going in any particular pattern. I'm just growing it here, just putting it there. It's probably a little too deep there, but that's fine. It's fairly dense here, but you got this turnip, this collard green here. It's just survived and just has survived all kinds of stuff, and it's growing very well now. And you know, sometimes you'll, you know, sort of, oh, sorry guys. Almost tripped and fell there. Be careful when you're out there in the garden. That's all I'm doing. You see, it's very simple. And then that's it, you know. It's just sort of random, and, you know, and there comes times where you just don't have a lot of time to garden. Sometimes it's better just to scatter stuff out here and then just kind of work it in as you can. And what grows, grows. What doesn't, doesn't. And don't worry about the rest. And so, And so that's kind of just a little bit of okra here. You got that collard plant there. And from the rest of it here, you know, got this little guy here who's just gonna, we'll go kill him. He's good. And then, and so let's now, I'm probably gonna fill up the, let's go get our basil now. And so, probably not gonna plant too many more tomatoes than what you see right here. You know. You see this basil here? How many basil seeds is that? Maybe a dozen or so. All we're gonna do, there's about 3 or 4 there, about 3 or 4 here. And that's about it. And we'll just go get our fork and sort of work those in under the surface. So let's, trusty fork hoe. Again, just kind of working the spots there where we had those little basil, kind of in and around, just kind of breaking up the crust of the soil there, because we just sort of scatter planted. That's kind of how we're doing this now. We're just going to kind of put these on the surface, and then we're just going to kind of hoe them in like this, just under the surface. Very simple, very simply. And that's it. So we should see some basil plants coming up here in about a month or so. But that's about it. The thing I like about the long handle tools is that they just don't, you know, you can, you don't have to hurt your back. So we got the okra, we got the basil. Cucumbers here, never tried those. Don't really want to feel like fooling with them either. What was that? Corn, amaranth. Let's see. I'm gonna start with these beans here, and these beans are. I know this looks crazy. You've never seen anybody plant beans like this, but this is what I'm doing because I don't feel like doing anything else. See, that's the good thing about having your own garden. You can do whatever you want. And I'm not really worried about them overcrowding or anything like that. I don't have to fertilize this too much. And so we got a lot of beans in here this year. And these should sprout out and grow fairly quickly. See, so there's that. What was that? Yeah, it's just a weed there. A lot of people say, well, you're just going to choke them out. We can always thin them out. I'm not worried about that, guys. It's a fast plant, man. If you don't have time, this is what you got to do. You got to come up with stuff like this. If you just don't have the time, you know. And there's that. And once again, we'll just work it just under the surface there. And they'll come up when they come up, and they'll be happy as they can be. And this soil is full of microbes that are known for growing along the roots of beans and such. Grass. And these beans will fertilize themselves, so I don't have to put much of anything else down. And if these don't all get covered up at the perfect depth, I'm not going to really worry about it. You know, you have to garden in a way that saves you time, if you have the time. If you don't have the time, then you have to garden in ways that are going to get it done, even if you don't have the time. And this is Mosquito's good exercise. I know the camera is, when I'm doing stuff like this, is not so easy to follow. But I guess I wanted to give you a quick update on the channel as well. Some of you see I've put out several fishing videos. I've been doing a lot more fishing. And I'm probably going to start doing most of my gardening in autumn. I'm doing a summer garden now, but I'm probably going to do a lot of fishing in summer, in spring, summer, and autumn. And so I'll probably have more of an autumn-winter garden. And so I'm not going to be putting anywhere near as many gardening videos up, but some of you seem to like the way I do the videos, so I figure as I'm gardening, I'll just continue to post videos and do things like that. And although the Greenhorn Gardening website is still up, I'm not going to be, doing anything else to the website. But I want to leave the information up because people still find it beneficial. So if it's beneficial in helping people, why take it down? It only costs me about, see right now, the hosting of it doesn't cost me much. And so, but when I was doing the new e-newsletter and all that, it was costing me more than I could really afford to keep doing and putting into it. So I had to just shut that part down. But for the most part, the rest of it I can just keep here on YouTube because YouTube's paying for the bandwidth. I don't have to worry about it. As long as YouTube's paying for the bandwidth and not me, that's why I had to shut down the podcast. But anyway, I'm just rambling there. But as you can see, that's what I'll do here. I'll just keep doing that until I get that side there going. We already have our okra seeds here, so we're going to have that one collard plant, a little bit of okra in that corner, a big patch of beans, and some basil, and a few tomatoes over there. And that's what this little simple garden here is going to be. And for this back garden, we're going to do nothing but amaranth. That's all I'm going to grow there. And that's it. I just, and that's how that goes. I like these long handled tools, man. They're so much easier on your back. Okay? And so, let me finish this on up, and then I'll catch up with you when I start to plant the amaranth. Okay, I said I wasn't going to do any corn. I am. I already have them, so why not just go ahead and do them? At least one little patch right here. Again, we're just scattering this stuff, man. I'm just not going to even, just like that. There's the corn. We do the same stinking thing. Right here, we can just look at this rock right here. That's kind of the marker point there. Not doing anything in rows and all that stuff, just simply scattering the seeds there and working them back under. Like here. It's good soil. I've worked on it several years. You've seen me several videos talking about building your soil. I think that's the main thing that stops a lot of people from really gardening, because they really realize that how people, they'll buy a dog and they wanted a dog, always wanted a dog, and then they realize how much care that a dog takes. It's almost like another person in your family. You're having to feed them and see about their medical care and things like that, and they're just become part of the family. You're having to take care of it just like it was a child or just another person in your family. Well, your garden is the same way, because your garden is alive. I'm not saying it has a soul or anything like that. I'm not some mystic. I'm not. But it is alive because there are ecological systems at play that you are responsible for cultivating and make work. And honestly, it's not you making it work. You're just planting the seeds and working the soil. But at the same time, you're the one responsible for it. And so if you treat your garden as if it were a pet ecological system, I think you'll have a lot more success in your garden, and not just a fun little hobby. That if you treat it like a pet, then it'll do well over the course of time. But anyway, all right. So there's that. There's our corn. That's not a whole lot of corn, but all we had was a few seeds of corn left. So why not just go ahead and plant them? And I tell you what we'll do. When that corn comes up, what I'll do is go back and take some of those other beans I had, and I'll plant them in and around once they come up and get about a foot tall, and that'll be even better. So and so now we can, here it kind of marks a spot, and we'll plant the rest. Now, all the amaranth seeds here just spilled out in the thing. So you see, they just spilled out right there. So what we're going to do is just come in here like so and just, there we go, right? These are very small seeds. I mean, I can't even hear, I can barely hear them hit the ground. But again, that same, tell you what. Alright, so from here till about here, we know we have our Mayo Indian amaranth, and that's all I have. And the rest I have is this golden amaranth, which didn't come up at all the last time I tried these seeds. But we're going to give all these seeds a try this time and see what comes of them. See, there's a golden amaranth. See the difference between the seed amaranth? The Mayo Indian amaranth was black and this is gold. So what we'll do is the same thing. Nope. See how that just... And so we're just scattering it all out and just not even trying to, you know... Again, you can always thin this stuff out. The truth be told is that just that one little pack there... Let's see. Oh, we got some more Mayo Indian right here. I didn't realize. Sweet. How much is left? See, that's all that's left. See, that's what spilled out, see. But, hey. There we go like that. You know, it's just... Let's see if we have another... Nope, all the rest of it's golden amaranth. So I'm figuring if we put out all these golden amaranth seeds and hardly any of them come up, then we know that we had some really bad seeds. Okay, so, you know, not just planting out 10 or 12 of them at a time, but actually just a lot of seeds. And so we've got, what, 4 seed packs left, and I may plant some of these under the oak trees and things like that. See how they may do there. Now these should work fairly well in drought conditions. And see, we've already come to the end of this thing here. We got like one pack left, which is probably to get us all the way to the end here. All right. Dadgum. We got a bunch of oak trees that need to be scuffled out. Alright, and so this will about do it. Hey, that just about did it. And so, all the way out to there to the end. Oh, I mean, that is a lot of seed, right? And that's it. And then what we're going to do, we're going to come back and scuffle hoe. I mean, not scuffle hoe, but do the same thing for the rest of the bed that we've been doing all afternoon. And so we'll finish this on out, all right, knowing that we've got amaranth, corn. We'll come back and put some beans in here right alongside the corn here. The amaranth, we'll just try to keep it by itself. It prefers to be by itself. It doesn't like friends too much. And that's what we're going to do there. And we're just going to keep here just like we're doing here. We're just, you know, sort of working some of those seeds just under the surface. Same thing. Not trying to bury them, but just get them just under the surface so that they make good contact with the soil. and two, they plenty of moisture because it rained just this morning, and I think the soil is dried out enough. These raised beds tend to drain pretty well. I've always been an advocate of raised beds, so I've always been an advocate of raised beds for that reason. They drain so well. If you're in an arid climate, do sunken beds. It'll hold more water. You just dig them out and you'll be good to go. Sorry, mosquitoes keep attacking me. That's why I'm like herky-jerky sometimes. But anyway, you get the idea, right? And that's how that works. And then, I haven't even laid my drip lines down. As you can see, I have them kind of laid out here. And we'll lay them down a little bit later, but you get the idea. So that's it. And as these things grow, I'll give you updates from time to time. Like I say, I'm not putting out anywhere near as much content with Greenhorn Gardening as I was. I'll just be putting out stuff as I do it, because that's always kind of been the philosophy. As I do these things, that's when I do content on that thing that I've done. So thanks to all you guys who've watched over the past, who've listened to the podcast, watched the show, enjoyed the show, learned from it, grown your own gardens. That's always been the objective. I've always wanted to make a little bit of money with it, but hey, the primary objective was always to get people growing their own vegetable gardens. And as long as the videos are up there and out there, and as long as people are learning from it, then the objective is being completed. And as long as YouTube or Google, whoever's willing to pay for the bandwidth, hey, great. And so there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate what you've helped me accomplish over these years. If it wasn't for you guys watching, I would have no real reason to continue doing this. And I'll talk to you guys later. The garden's planted. You can see the difference. Just that shallow cultivation with the cultivator fork, from here all the way around, here all the way down. Works.